So from here we understood that all business activities that can be measured in terms of money are called as business transactions. We are looking at a topic called what? Business transactions. Only those business activities which can be measured in terms of money are called as business transactions. Pause here. Now look at what is the meaning of account. Account is a statement in which we record all business transactions. So in an account, what do we record? Now this is an account. It has the left hand side and the right hand side, the left debit side and credit side. So what do we record in an account? We record all business transactions. In the given example, what is the business transaction? Sold product to the customer. When did we sell it? On 13th June. What is the transaction? It is sale. What is the amount transacted? That is 8,000. So only those transactions that are measured in terms of money are only recorded in account. And those transactions which are not measured in terms of money, like greeting my employees, talking to my employees, interacting with my customers, all such transactions are not recorded in the books of accounts. So with this, now we have to see exactly what are the actual business transactions that we come across in a subject called accountancy. What are the actual business transactions? So now let us understand what are the actual business transactions that we come across while solving problems in accounts. So we'll understand it. Suppose now you all people are studying. Now after completing your studies, you're going to do either a job or you want to be your own boss, so you are going to start a business. You either do a job or you start a business. Suppose we have made a decision to start our own business. Now let me take myself as an example. I finished my studies, I don't want to do a job, I want to start my own business. So what is the business I want to start? Say I want to start a provision store, that is a general store. General store. And what is the investment I require? What is the investment I require? The total investment I require is 10 lakh rupees. The total investment I require is 10 lakh rupees. So I finished my studies, I want to start a business. The business is general store. I want an investment, the investment in 10 lakhs. So from where do I get this money? I have my own money. I have my own money and I have only 4 lakhs with me. The total money required to start a business is 10 lakhs, but I have only 4 lakhs with me. So should I drop the idea of doing a business because I don't have 10 lakhs with me? So what can I do now? The balance of amount, I can borrow it. So it is borrowed money. How much money I borrowed now? I borrowed 6 lakhs. So I want an investment of 10 lakhs. My own money I invested is 4 lakhs. I borrowed 6 lakhs. Now 4 lakhs plus 6 lakhs. I got my 10 lakh rupees. Now 10 lakh rupees cash is here with me now. Now the question, what do I do with this cash of 10 lakhs? First one, I purchase assets. We understood what do you mean by assets. Assets means properties that are required by a business. So if I want to start a shop, I want to have a shop of my own, so I purchase premises. Then I purchased a shop. Then I needed some machinery in it, so I bought some machinery. Now what is the machinery required for a general store? I want a billing machine, I want a computer, right? And like that, I purchase a machine. Then I purchase furniture, the racks and the other things that are required to establish my general store. So like that, I invested some money, say approximately with 7 lakhs. I purchased the shop, the machinery required, and like machinery, computer, cold storage, to store all the dairy products and vegetables if any and all that, computers, billing machines, etc. Then furniture required, counter, chair, racks, etc. And then also I bought goods, because now what should I sell in the general store? I need to sell goods, okay? I need to get all the products. So I bought all the products. So I invested around 3 lakhs in it. So whenever I bought the products, suppose I don't buy, suppose I want to sell Maggi, I don't buy one Maggi packet. I buy a carton of Maggi packets. So in every carton there are say 2 dozens, 24. So I bought 3 cartons. So 24 plus 24 plus 24. So around 72 are there. So now what do I do? In that some of the things are damaged. If any of the goods purchased are damaged, then all the damaged goods, what I do, I return. Damaged goods are returned. They're returned back to the company from where I'm buying it. Okay. Now my business is established. Now my business is ready. So I wanted 10 lakhs, my own money is 4 lakhs, I borrowed 6 lakhs, and then I purchased all the assets required to run my business. Then I also stocked my shop with all the products and goods. And when I was stacking my goods, if I found any goods damaged, I returned the goods back to the company. Okay, now my business is ready to start. Then I got my business inaugurated by my parents, right? And I started off. Continuing from here, I started off. So now the business is going on. In the course of doing the business, then I receive money. I receive money, and in the process also I pay money. So I'm sitting on the cash counter when I'm selling, I'm getting money, and also I pay money to meet any expenses that are required for the business. So like that, in the process of doing my business, what happens, I'll be incurring some expenses, and also I'll be receiving some incomes. I'll be incurring some expenses, so I have to pay salary to my employees, I have to pay rent to the landlord. Yeah, I have to pay money for some advertisement for my shop, etc. And also in the process, I also receive some income. And like that, I'm continuing my business. So what I'm doing, so I'm running my business. So this is what usually happens in the business. And all these are referred to as what? Business transactions, because everywhere money was involved. Now let us come and identify what are the business transactions. The own money which I bought, that is technically called as capital. The borrowed money is called as loan taken. Then I purchased assets, so this is called asset purchased. Then these are goods purchased. And this damaged goods I returned. So these are goods returned. Okay, money received. So this is cash received. I paid money, so this is cash paid. Expense, so these are expense. Income, this is income. So these are all the various business transactions. Capital, loan taken, asset purchase, goods purchase, damaged goods returned, cash received, cash paid, expense, income. So these are all various business transactions. So from this given example, we now identified business transactions. So we said we had capital, loan taken, asset purchase, goods purchase, purchase return, cash received, cash paid, expense and income. All this which are underlined red we have taken here. Capital, next loan taken is here, asset purchase is here, goods purchase is here, purchase return, whatever goods we purchased damaged are here, cash received, cash paid, so cash received, cash paid, expense and income, so all these were a part of your business activity, and all these transactions, all these activities involved money, so they were called as business transactions. So with that, let us go further and fill up the other side. Capital, the opposite of capital is drawings. What is this? I'll explain a little later now. Loan taken, whatever loan is taken, we have to repay them. So it is loan repaid. Then asset purchase, if an asset gets old, what do? We sell it. So it is asset sold. I bought a computer which had, say, Pentium 3, now it became old, now I want to go for a new version. What do? I sell it off. Goods purchase, why I am purchasing all the products in a business for the purpose of selling, that is goods sold. Then purchase return, so when we purchase from the company any damaged and defective, we gave it back to the company. When a customer buys from us, he takes home, open the packages, and he finds the goods which we sold him are damaged, he'll return it back to us. So purchase return, the opposite would be sales return. So these are all the various business transactions. So capital, money that is bought in by the businessman is capital. Money that is taken by the businessman is called drawing. If the businessman is taking away money from the business, if he is giving money to the business, it is called capital. If the businessman is taking money from the business, it's called drawings. Loan taken, whatever loan we take, we have to repay it. So loan taken, loan repaid. Asset purchased, asset sold. If the asset gets outdated or old, we sell it and buy a new asset. Then goods purchased, goods sold. In business, we are doing what? Buying and selling, the general store. So whatever goods I purchased, I'm selling it. Any damaged goods, they'll be returned. So purchase return, sales return. In the course of doing business, I receive cash and I pay cash. So cash received, cash paid. In the course of doing business, I have to meet some expenses, and in the process also, I'll receive incomes. So these are all the various business transactions. So you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and plus 7, 14 transactions. So usually 90% of the transactions at every problem is going to be one of these things. So these are all business transactions. All those business activity which are measured in terms of money are referred to as what? Business transactions. So these are the various business. So at every problem you will usually have business transactions, and for these business transactions we have to find out the solution accordingly. Depends upon the nature of the chapter. So I hope you understood it, and thank you.